Alright, welcome to the day 2 session of Docker as a part of your DevOps toolchain training. Today we're going to look at different aspects of Docker in terms of spinning off a full stack application with 3 different containers using one Docker YAML file. We'll be using Docker Composer command for that, right? And we'll also see a bit of port forwarding today. And also every participant will experiment the port forwarding, how it works. And that's all for today. And tomorrow we look into port, Docker into more advanced level. So we will actually look into the networks inside the Docker and how you do the data transfer from one container to other container using Docker engine, or you can also use host machine by exposing the ports. Exposing the ports will be done today, and tomorrow we will see how you pass the data or connect the things. But more important thing to remember, it's just for your knowledge because Docker does almost all of these things automatically. You really don't have to worry about it. But being, to become more comfortable, we just play a little with the Docker commands so that we are. All right. So even before moving to this, I would like to tell you one thing. Most of you people have actually. I got this from Abhishek because he is getting this billing. If you look at the billing, I want everyone to check the billing. Is there any billing coming in? It might be because you have actually used one of the elastic IPs, right? When you use elastic IP and associate with one of your instance, okay, if the instance is running, then elastic IP is free. Could everyone confirm that I'm audible and you are connected? Subramaniam, Kapil, Jyoti, Deena, Abhishek? All audible and all connected? Okay, great. So, all right. So just repeating this. Elastic IP is only free when it is linked to a running container. Right? If you're using Elastic IP and you're switching off the stopping the container in the evening, Elastic IP is going to be built for number of hours which is not linked to a running container. All right. So I actually suggest you don't stop your container because you're just using, my apologies, I'm talking about instance. I was so into Docker, so I start saying container. So the EC2 instance, don't stop it. Because if you are using Elastic IP, then don't stop it. If you're not, it's fine. I think most of you are using Elastic IP because that's going to be like a stable permanent IP. You don't have to change the IP numbers. In this case, it is better for you to leave the leave the instance without stopping it. If you stop the instance, then you get the billing. Hope it is clear. Because you're not getting billing for the container, for the instance, you're getting billing for the Elastic IP. Okay, it is only free when it is linked to the running instance. Is that clear? Check your billing, please. Don't hit me at the end of the session. You got like $10. All right. Okay.
No, actually, I'm just using this private IP address. So for each time, if I'm starting the instance, for each time I'm just copying this private IP address and I'm just pasting. So it is for free, I think.
Yeah, then you don't have any problem. You can stop any number of times. But if you are using Elastic IP is only free when it is linked to a running container, right? So if you don't don't stop your container. Anyway, you have 750 hours per month free, which is almost 30 days. And you're only using one container, all right? So it is rather simple to actually keep the container running for the whole month. You will not get any bill. If you stop it, then you might get for Elastic IP billing. Okay, just to be clear on that. It's not much, few dollars maybe, but money is money. Okay, today as less of presentation actually. I expect you people have played with these commands, running and stopping and pulling some containers, and playing with around, looking at the the list of running containers, list of all containers, etc., etc. Did you? Abhishek says, can you show once how to start? It's simply start. Start is a command. You open a terminal. Okay. Alright. Just closed off. Open a terminal. Let's see what are the images I have. The command is Docker images. It's that simple. And I have many images here. I have Ubuntu, I have CentOS, I have Tomcat, etc., etc. I'll say Docker images again. Yeah, this looks nice. So you have CentOS, Ubuntu. So I want to start a Ubuntu container which is 14.04 and run a command bash. So I simply say Docker run -IT for interactive terminal. If you don't type -IT, it doesn't give you interactive terminal. All right. So -IT and the image name, of course, Ubuntu, and I can simply say 14.04. That's a version. Okay. If you don't put this version, it will just take a latest one, which means it's going to download another latest image from Ubuntu and run it. I just want to be consistent in whatever I do. So I'm using 14.04, which is not the latest one, by the way. And running a bash. Okay. You are into the container. Sorry. Oh. So this is your container. I've run a bash. I'm in the container. Is that you asked, Abhishek? Oh, sorry. Who is that? Yeah, Abhishek. That's all. Run command. Run command will spin up the container. Right. So when I exit, it's yeah. Now the container is stopped. All right. It is not stopped. Is it stopped? Exited? It should be saying exited. Echo server. Okay. There's a different container which is running. This one is actually exited. Let me just look into -A. If you type in ps -A, you will see that the container which I started 44 seconds ago got exited. Okay. And if I want to clear off all the previous things, and I don't want any previous containers which was like, let me just stop the other container which is running. Okay, I want to stop the container. Docker stop. It's a big number. I don't have to type it because I can simply double click it and right click it here. That will stop the container. Done. So Docker ps. I don't have any running container, and but there are a lot of containers which is exited, but still it is showing off as one of the instance, as you can see here. I don't want this mess. I just want to clean up everything. All right. So what I can do is I can simply type in a command called as Docker. Okay, we'll come to that. Just getting distracted here. So there is a way to remove all the containers which has been used, or even nicer way to do it. If you use Docker -rm command, it will gracefully clear the everything related to the container once it exit. Once it exit, everything will be cleaned up. Okay. That being said, let's get back to our topic today. Today we're going to talk about, just have a small, exposing ports. Okay, that's a very interesting concept. How many of you, Abhishek has another question. We need to run these commands when we run out. What do you mean by that? Yeah, you can leave it like that, but I'll tell you, we'll talk tomorrow. These are the miscellaneous things. There are so many miscellaneous common commands we use. Tomorrow we talk about, while winding up the Docker session, we'll talk about all sorts of commands which are usually used to keep things cleaner and stuff. Okay. All right. So today let's focus on one or two things. One is ports. The other one is Docker Compose running a full stack application. Okay, that should be good enough. If time permits, we'll also do the Docker Cloud today. All right. So how many of you are aware of these ports and all these things? See, ports are very simple. I'm sure that you being a Relic administrator, most you know what is it. It is a channel to connect to your to your machine. All right. You can ask an application to work with one particular port, listen to that port. All right. So yesterday we have done something, Tomcat, right? We have just run a Tomcat. I don't know. I think we have a Tomcat image. Let me see. Image. All right. Oh, sorry. All right. So we have a Tomcat images. I'll just go to the Docker Tomcat Docker Hub. Sorry, Tomcat. Okay, so this is a Tomcat image, and we have used a command which is given by Docker itself. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. So we said audio has been lost. Crazy. Hello, can you hear me? My apologies, I somehow, can you hear me? Is it audible? Yes, my apologies, I just clicked my CPU and my network connection got disconnected. My apologies for that. Alright, so I haven't really discussed about anything else except looking at yesterday's example of we actually run a Tomcat server application, you know, the web application. We actually went into this Docker Hub and looked into a couple of examples, and this is what we have run, isn't it? So we have run something called as Docker run IT is for interactive terminal. This is to clean up it. When you exit it, it's cleaned up, right? And this -p is actually publishing port, or you can also call it as exposing port, right? I just want to know if everybody is comfortable with the port discussion. Abhishek, Deena, Jyoti, Kapil, Subramaniam, you know what is port and stuff? Because that is kind of a prerequisite.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the basics is good enough. Even if you know what is port, is good enough, because the whole point of Docker is making things very simple. We're going to talk about a bit of networking, but at the end of the day, when you're really running Docker, if you use Docker for a long time, you kind of forget all the basics, because Docker will take care of most of the things by itself. You really don't need to know technical things happening inside the Docker. All right, but learning it the first time, you might have to do certain things, right? So this command, all right, so this 8080, you know that typically Tomcat is a web application. It is configured default to 8080 port, which is a web server port, web application, a web server, not web server, application server port. Sorry, I just drive and I just came in, so it's still not steady. All right, so this is a default. Of course, if you configure Tomcat inside differently, it will be different. So this is the container port. The container, the container application what you are running, that is the container port. And this is an external port. If you are hitting the host, the real, the public IP or the host mission IP, then you'll be doing something like this. If you put this number, this port number over here, it will direct your request to this container, particular container, and in that container will actually look into 8080 port, which is actually Tomcat application server. So this goes this way. Let me just write it down. I know that you got it, but let me just put it down. Where is my stylus? Here it is. I got my cold back today. Somehow. Weird. It went off yesterday. Today it came again. So, this is why I hate medication. Just temporary solutions. Okay. Control P again, and the whiteboard. So, we have something like Docker run -IT for interactive thing, and -RM for removing the Docker, clean up the instance after you exit it, and then you have something called as -p, which is exposing the port. We have 88888 is 8080, and then you basically have Tomcat and some version, as I said, with it. So what this does is, it basically the container port. This is the container port. All right. This is the host machine port or the public IP wherever you host it. It is an external port. Right. So when you, what is the domain name you're using? You're using Skillogic DevOps. That's a domain name. It's a qualified domain name. And .com and colon. If you say 888, this will actually hit our EC2 instance running, the host machine, right? This is your EC2 instance running. Okay. This request will be given to the EC2 host machine. Within the EC2 host machine, we have Docker container. Okay. So the request will go to the Docker container. And within the Docker container, your second number will come into picture. So it is coming from 888 ports. The Docker container will actually pass on this request to 8080 port, which is actually a web application. That's crazy. I can draw bigger. I'm sorry. So EC2 container, and you have a Docker engine running in, and a container, I would say container running in. And within the container, you have your Apache Tomcat application server running. So this 8888 will pass on the request to this one, till the container, because that's external port, right? And inside the container, it knows, okay, we have 8080, so it then goes to the Tomcat, and you see the Tomcat opening page. This is how it works. I'm pretty damn sure everybody knows this. Okay, if any questions, if you don't understand this porting, let me know. So a simple point is this is your container port, and this is your external port, or the host machine port. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's do a quick experiment, a small experiment, and understand how these ports actually work. Maybe we can do some relay and stuff and see how it works. I'm going to. Oh, why is it disconnected? Crazy. Log in again. Okay. Open a new terminal. Not many terminals. Just one. Close this one. Also close this one. Okay. So I wanted you to do it parallel with me. Just download any Ubuntu flavor or any flavor, even CentOS is fine. Just running a small command. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna do a Docker run and -rm for cleaning up after the container is exited, and I'm going to use -p. So I'm going to expose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 port, which is an external port, remember, to internal, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I can also do one more porting. So I'm going to expose other ports as well. For example, I'm going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and expose it to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm basically exposing the same ports inside to the outside. Okay. Then I can simply run off a shell, a bash. I'll name it as well. This name, you can just give a name server. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a small relay between these ports. So I'll just call it as ping pong server. Ping pong server. How is it? Good name. All right. And then basically I have to still give the image I want to run. I'm running Ubuntu 14.0, which is, it's over there. You can use any flavor, doesn't matter. And finally, I'm running this command bash. Any doubts in this line? So Docker run -rm or --rm for cleaning up once we exit the things. -it is for interactive terminal. I exposed 2 ports. Basically, I exposed internal 1, 2, 3, 4, the container port to the external host machine port. I have done another port as well in a similar manner. I named the container server as the ping pong server because that's what I'm going to do. And I have given the image name, which is Ubuntu 14.0, and I have run a command bash so that I will get a bash. I will basically log into the container and get the control over the container. I can run some commands inside it. Is that clear? Any questions? Please ping. All right. Cool. So So I'm going to run this. So here we go. There is an error, and the error is I don't have 14.0. Yeah, I don't have 14.0 because I have 14.04. I missed that 4 part over there. It should run now. Okay. So I'm into the Ubuntu container, which I just run. I've exposed a couple of ports already in my run command, which is, I shouldn't have cleared that, right? So, okay, it's just basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 2 ports I exposed. I think you might be knowing about this nc command, netcat. Netcat command is used to actually, for all kinds of purposes, I'm using it to listen to a particular port. I'm going to listen to, LP is basically listen to the port. I'm going to listen to the port 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Right, Jyoti, I got that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And whatever comes in from that port, I want to throw it to another port, just for fun. Nothing really fancy I'm doing here. I'm taking this output from this port, I'm throwing to another port, which is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? That's all. So right now I'm listening. So anything comes to this port, to this particular host machine under the container, under this port, I'm going to catch it and throw it to the other port. It is like taking from one window and throwing to other window. Just for fun. Let me test it, how it works. Okay, so let me test it. How can I test it? Yeah, I can. Why not? Okay. I can simply, I can create 2 more terminals. Create 2 more terminals, new terminal, new terminal. Are you guys logged into your own machines? You can also ping me something from there. So this is the, okay, so let me do some experiment here. Okay. All right, so let me see what is the IP number of this particular machine. I'm using Elastic IP, so I need to go there. Oh, it's there already. Okay, good. Sure. So, great. So, I'm going to throw some command over, using the same command, of course, nc. I can use the exact same command, or so I should actually have. Right now I'm throwing the packets. I'm not listening. So this server I'm listening, and I have just opened up 2 terminals, and I'm gonna throw some packets over there. So I have to mention the IP. Okay. So nc netcat this IP and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the port I want to throw something, and I'll run the same command nc, but here, well, so it's a 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, from this terminal, I'm gonna send something saying, let me see this works. Here we go. So I have sent a packet of information saying, let me see it works, and as we expected, it actually reflected in your other port, which is, let me see this works. Okay? You could throw from your side. So just anyone from their terminal, just ping in this command. Okay? Just ping in this command and write whatever you want. I should be able to see in this terminal. It's a public IP, so we can do that. Anyone? Subramaniam?
Yeah, actually this NC minus LP 1, 2, 3, 4 port is not working for me. This command is not working.
Why is so?
I'm not sure.
Who is that? Kapil, could you just expose your system to me? I mean, let me take a look.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, typically it comes by install, right? You don't have to install it.
Okay.
It's a very...
it has to come by, not sure.
Okay, I have given the control to you.
Yeah. Are you able to see my machine?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the command. Actually, I'm into the CentOS OS.
Oh, you went to the CentOS OS. CentOS OS doesn't come with it. You
Yeah.
simply type in sudo yum nc. Sorry, sudo yum install nc, please. Go ahead. Yum install. That is why I was using Ubuntu, you know. You would have wondered why I'm using Ubuntu because Ubuntu comes with NC back then. Yum
Okay,
install
it's a
NC.
sudo nc,
NC.
right?
NC is netcat. Not found? Sudo is not found? Crazy. You simply say yum install. You are in CentOS, right? It should work.
Yeah.
You are already in root. You don't need sudo. Just yum install nc, please.
Okay.
You are root. See? nc. All right. Here we go. This is the reason I was using Ubuntu. You know, Ubuntu comes with NC. I just want to make less deviation from our main learning points because if we keep on going to other exceptions, then we will be learning something else. But Jenkins also, Abhishek, what do you mean by Jenkins? Jenkins, we will see. Yum install NC also not working. Now it will work. Maybe you are using different flavor. I will come to you, Abhishek. Just be online. Okay, now try this command.
Yeah, it's done.
Ashok,
Yes, please.
whether we have to use Elastic IP essentially or not, can we?
Production server we use Elastic IP because we do not want to change the IP whenever the server restarts because that will mess up our entire networking or whatever we have configured. So in production we always use an Elastic IP. And let me tell you, in production we don't use EC instance separately. We actually go with Beanstack or we go with the Docker Cloud cluster. That will take care of all these Elastic external. You don't have to worry about it. For now, as we're doing as a experiment or practice, we have spinned off each server separately. So we have also created one Elastic IP and attached to it. Okay.
So how can we allocate that new Elastic IP?
You can just go to the Elastic IP there and just click it and go to the actions. It will so associate. Click associate, and then you will find the instance which is running. Click the instance. It will be associated. It's simple. Just try it.
But here there is for instance it is not coming in network and security. I am in Elastic IPs.
Okay, Jyoti, just be on hold. Let me just complete this Kapil's thing. I'll come to you.
Okay.
Just be on that. Kapil, you can ping. We can also ping to my server. See, I'll be more happy to listen. Ping from you.
Yeah, I just ping my server only, but it is not reflecting here.
You have to listen to that other one. You have to now send some package.
Okay.
Send a package. You have to listen from other terminal, listen to it. NC, not listen, you can simply type in NC, the same IP number and 45678. NC.
Okay. NC.
This is same. Just go up. Use up arrow.
Sorry.
Use up arrow. Just
Okay.
the same command again. Enter.
Okay.
Go to the.
Okay.
It should not come.
Okay.
Can you type again? It should stay there. It should not exit. In your first terminal.
Okay.
It should stay.
Okay. Okay.
Enter. Alright.
Yeah.
Go to the first terminal, please. First terminal. So 3 terminals, right? The first terminal. Could you press Control C?
Yeah. First. Control C. Okay.
Right. And run this command again. Right.
This one?
Yes, please. It's a one-time relay kind of thing, so it will not work. Now you go to the second terminal and run this command again. Okay. And come to the third terminal, please. Okay. And run a command. command.
Okay.
Same command.
Same command else.
With 4567.
NC.
Yes. NC and the same IP number.
Okay. 4567.
Yeah. 208.53 and you type in 567. Yeah. It got out. It should not exist.
4, 5. Yeah. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8 actually. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I need to do one more time.
No problem. Take your time. The whole point of this training is to understand how it works.
Okay. The first terminal, I execute the command.
I understand other participants are waiting, but we will do it slowly. No issues. If you get the basics, then other things you can build on it.
Okay, second is also done. Okay. Yeah, hi Abhishek from Ashok. Yeah.
Helping me from my side here.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, okay.
it is getting relayed and relayed. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Jyoti.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Jyoti, can I make you presenter?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, you got it. Show me your screen, please. Not Abhishek.
Is it coming?
Right? Yeah. Yes, yes. It is still waiting for Jyoti's screen. Not yet. No, I cannot see anything. You really need to download this application because if you're logging in from web, it will be very difficult. Okay.
Yeah, Ashok, yeah,
Dina has a question.
on another version.
Okay, I'll revisit you. If Ubuntu has a version latest, which one to use? I mean, sorry, I'm reading a comment from Dina. I mean, I do not see any version there. So when you run a Docker image command, if you don't mention any version, Docker will automatically take the latest version as officially it is there in the Docker Hub. If you want to explicitly mention a version, one of the reasons why you want to explicitly mention a version is to make sure that your environment is consistent with whatever you have actually developed. Right now we are not developing any Zazzy applications here, so we can use any version. I just put 14.04 just to show you that, we can specify a particular version, and that's how it works. If you don't mention any version, you get the latest version from Docker Hub as uploaded by Ubuntu itself, because Ubuntu themselves, the team Ubuntu will maintain the hub, the image in the Docker Hub. And that's why it's called as official Ubuntu version. Does it answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, like, that was the like command I have told. When you say Docker run, right?
Right.
Docker run and RM and ITP, then port 123.12345, then Ubuntu colon. What one we have to mention over there? If something latest or like there is no version, right? So what we can mention over there while running the Docker run for the 2 ports and everything.
You can use any port numbers. I just put a random number over there. It doesn't have any relevance with what kind of Ubuntu version you have, because ports are something which is, it is a part of your kernel. I mean, it is how the Linux works. Any Linux version will work in the same way. There is no difference. Maybe I didn't get your question correctly. Dina, could you repeat the question again?
Yeah. See, there while running Docker run, RM, and we are assigning 2 ports, right?
Right.
Ping pong server, Ubuntu, and we are colon, we are doing 14.4, okay?
Right.
Here, if I go to that Docker images, right, there is no versions mentioned over there. So what I can, because the command is not running, That's the reason I asked.
Which command is not running? I will.
Yeah, that.
I will connect to your system. Just a minute. Let me just see Jyoti's screen now.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Please be on hold. Jyoti, could you tell me what was your question? So you just have to link the IP. This is the instance. You're looking for Elastic IP, right? Come down to Elastic IP, please.
Yeah. When I came here, then
You don't have any Elastic IP. Create a new one, please. You click allocate.
locate new at.
Yes. Say allocate.
Okay.
Now you got a new one. Close it.
Okay, this one.
That's your public IP. And you click on that one and say actions. It's already checked in. So you just click actions at the top and say associated address. And then the select instance, click that one. Click the select instance, yes. And you'll see a running instance. Click it. Say associate.
And private IP, no need to
You don't have
select
to do
anything.
anything. You just leave it. Most of the time, ECW go with the default settings. Say associate.
Okay.
Okay, and close it.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can go to your
It should be done.
Go to your EC2 instance now. You can click instances at your left pane. Yep. And you can just scroll down and see that there is an Elastic IP is given over here, whatever associated. So yeah, that's how it is. And you can access it directly from the public from your browser. I mean, it's a public IP.
Okay.
All right. Does it answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sure. Let me go to Dina. Dina, I'm making you presenter.
Okay.
Yes, please. Show me your screen. Your terminal, please.
Can you see?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the images, right? So
let me look into it. Docker run rmitp. Okay. Ping pong server. Ubuntu. You don't have to put latest. You simply say Ubuntu. Just go back, or you can simply put the same 14.4 version. Just put it 14.10 Ubuntu tu colon 14.10404. Yeah, you have the version number should be correct. Okay, and click enter. If you did not mention that, it will automatically download the latest one.
oh, it's working.
That is how, see, the other things, the CentOS and all, you could actually observe that you already have a latest version of Ubuntu over there. If the thing is, you do not have to pull it. Maybe in the first class we did not discuss it. If you pull it, it's good. If you don't pull it, if you're just running it directly, Docker will first look into the hub automatically and pull it and then run it for you. So even if you don't execute a pull command, Docker does it automatically. Okay? That's how it is happening.
Yeah.
If you type in Docker images now, right now you're inside the instance, you can exit it, and type in Docker images. You will see that you also have a Ubuntu 14.04 image as well. You have it, lost but one. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Does it answer your question? Shall I make myself presenter?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. So I suggest, you're all again Linux administrator, play with this, use Netcat and try to do this and that and ping pong. Let me see. Let me just ping pong mine as well because I did not do it. Okay. I'll just run this thing again and I'm listening from my server and I run this and I run this as well. Oh, sorry. 567. Why it is getting exited? Should not. Oh, okay, sorry. That is Abhishek's server. So I'll just go to my server. Okay. So if I nice. So I say hi from my this is the first port, right? This is the first port. I don't know. and it comes to the second port. From the second port, if I say hello from second port, second forwarded port, whatever, I should be able to see in my root one. This is how it is relayed. See? This, and this. And you can play with it. It's not really rocket science. I want to show that this is how the Docker exposes its port. So that's how you map the external port to the container port. It is really easy. I'm closing all the other terminals. And you really don't have to do it in production. It is just to show how it works, because at the end, Docker takes care of most of the things. You really don't have to do anything. All right. So the next topic, we're not going to take any break. We'll just do another 10 minutes and finish it off today's session. I want to, Docker Cloud, we'll see tomorrow. I want to introduce Docker Compose, and I want you to install Docker Compose. Just follow with me the steps. Docker Compose is a Python package, right? It is not a standard package, it's a Python package. So in order to install Docker Compose, you need to first install Python installer, right? Just do this, sudo. If you're already in the root, you don't need sudo yum install. There is a Python pip. You know, this is a Python package. Just like yum, you also have pip. It's a Python packaging software. So type in, it's going to install. I'll stop here and I'll ask, I want everyone to install the Python pip. If something goes wrong, let me know. So I've installed Python pip. The command is, I'm going to ping it over here. It's sudo yum install Python pip. If you're in root, you don't need to do sudo. You're already root. You have all the permissions. And I think we all have same Amazon machine instance, so you should not have any command problem. You run the command and confirm by picking saying yes, my pip has been installed in my machine. Make this font bigger. Do that. Bitwise terminal font size. You set it. Okay. Colors, font size. Alt space and click. You get a menu. Okay. Alt space. Okay. Great. Now I can increase the font. I'll make it 16. Good enough? Alright, so Dina is done, Abhishek is done. Okay, only two. Subramaniam is done. Okay, the rest can also follow it. Next command is you just create clear, and let me see what other directories I have. I have DevOps app. I want to just create a small other application. For example, let's say I want to create a WordPress. WordPress is a content management system and it's very popular. Almost 80% of the websites across the globe runs on WordPress. It is initially started as a blog, but it is like a full site nowadays. Use it. So let's create a directory called as WordPress, and yeah, we'll go into the directory. Nothing in there. Okay, and we create. Let's see if the Docker Compose is working. We have done before. It's not found. So that's weird. I mean, it's not. I haven't installed the Docker Compose, did I? Really stupid. Okay. So let me just go one step back. I only installed pip. I haven't installed Docker Compose yet. So I need to do pip. The whole purpose of installing pip is to install Docker compose. That's really stupid. Okay, then yeah, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, and you have Docker compose installed. And just want to quickly check whether the Docker compose is working. Oh, what happened? And clear the terminal first. Disconnected. Crazy again. All right, my apologies. Am I audible? Yeah, it is hung, Abhishek. The same internet issue. This time it's not me, it's my internet. Okay, I'll repeat it, don't worry. Is it audible now? Am I audible? Okay, good. So, all right. So I have created a WordPress folder and I use a pip command, sudo pip. All right, pip is the one we have just installed. Install. We used yum to install pip. Now we are using pip to install Docker compose. I have already done it, so it's going to simply say I already have it. So nothing has been installed. For you, it will install. I will also type in the same command in your chat box so that you can simply go ahead, copy paste it, reduce your typing effort, and confirm that you have installed Docker compose. Once you install, sorry, the clear command is supposed to be here, not in the chat box, and you go to the WordPress. All right, super. It's just one command. Is the nano installed here? Because VI seems to be very weird. Yeah, nano is installed. If you don't have nano installed, you can simply go ahead and say sudo yum install nano. Okay, right now I have it installed already. Yes, Jyoti? How can I help you?
When I gave this command sudo pip install docker compose,
right?
It's giving me could not find a version that satisfies the requirement compose.
Could you show me the screen? That's weird.
Can you present
yes,
make presenter on another font, not on this one?
Sure. I got it. Is it correct one? Or do you have a third one? The one you're talking?
No, another one.
I did made it already.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. All right. Show me the terminal.
Coming? Is it coming?
Yeah, it is coming. We are able to see it. Show me the terminal, please.
Yeah, I'm sharing that. It is not coming, I think.
Okay. So what was the problem? Sudo pip install Docker compose is the same word. You just have an hyphen in between. I have typed in the chat box. See? There's a reason I have typed in. You just copy paste that, please. From the chat box, copy paste it.
Okay.
Docker compose is the same word with a small hyphen in between. You cannot give a space in a CLI. If you give a space, it means that it's a separate command or a separate instruction for the application. Never in Linux you have a space taken as one word. The top one. 2 steps above. Above that you have clear. Above that you have sudo pip install docker compose.
Yes.
You want to type it? Okay, go ahead. Install. Jyoti, not that. In if you go to the chat box, whatever you selected,
Yeah.
above that you have a clear. Even above that you have another command, sudo pip install docker compose. Copy and paste that. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, type it down. Compose.
Okay.
Pip space install. Yeah, docker hyphen compose. That will work. Docker compose is again a pretty stable package. Will not have any problem with that.
The command install.
Install. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
No problem. We will wait. I will only exit after your command is running properly. Press an up arrow, put an S, and enter.
Yeah, it's done.
So I think we are seeing the past of your terminal because of whatever reasons. Okay. All right. So I'm going to make myself presenter now. I'll just wait for one more second to see if it really runs correctly. Yeah, it got picked up. Okay. So I will make myself presenter. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
So after you do this, I want you to go inside the folder called as WordPress, which you have created. Okay. Inside the folder, open a file called as docker compose.yaml. Just watch me. And I can use VI editor if you're comfortable with it, but I want to use Nano. Nano is a bit better. It looks nice. Docker compose.yaml file, YML. See, this is very important. It should be exactly like this. For now, I mean, there's a lot of variation possible. While learning, let's learn the simplest thing. Then we can go into the advanced level. Nano docker hyphen compose.yml. Click enter. Okay. And so you can write down this, the whatever you want to write down in a simple words. Syntax for this is, I can simply type in WordPress. When you type in WordPress colon, it is taking as one container. So you will have a container called WordPress. Enter and a space or a tab. All right. I'll say image colon WordPress. Sorry. Okay. So what does it do is it basically gonna go to the Docker Hub and find an image called as WordPress. Let's see if you have image as WordPress. It should be, if I'm not wrong. Oh, okay. Why it is taking so much time? This is too much. It cannot take so much time. Docker Hub. It should be instant. Okay. WordPress. It's weird. It normally comes like a flash, like this. Yeah, so for some reason it has taken so much of time. I have no idea. So this is a WordPress official image. So great. So we have taken an image from the WordPress, and then this is WordPress is a bunch of PHP scripts. So it needs a database, something like MySQL or anything like to run on it. So you can use a command called as links. This links to, okay, I can simply type in few spaces, links to another container which is your WordPress DB. I'm just naming it. You can put any name here. I'll say MySQL. MySQL is again an image. Okay, it's an image from your, that we will actually configure in the next slide. So right now what I'm doing is I have put WordPress as one container. I have installed, basically pulled and spinned off WordPress from a WordPress Docker Hub, and I've created a link to a database because it needs a database. And of course, at the end, I need to expose the ports as well, because obviously we need to access this application from the outside world. So I'll say ports, and inside 8080 is the outside one. I just want to put 8080, or I can put 8080 as well. I'll just put 8080 and then 80. So inside it is default 80. Outside I want to put it as 8080. Okay. And then you have, now that I mentioned this database, so I have to create this container as well. Database. Okay. And I can take any image. So I'll just go to the MySQL. I'll take MariaDB, which is again a MySQL database. It's a different flavor. I will see if you have a official version. If you don't have an official version, then we can actually find a user created version. Yes, we have an official version, MariaDB, so I can leave it like this, MariaDB. Okay. And then we need to create certain environments because DB needs a password and stuff. So I will say environment. We can pass on all kinds of environment variables through this particular command. So I'll say MySQL root password. I can give any password. I'm going to say Skillogic. Okay. And then we might also create one more container, which is PHP myadmin, because I can tweak my database. I can access my database from my web browser to see or maybe do some changes. If you want to enter some data by myself directly, I can do that. So PHP myadmin, I can get an image. Again, I go to Docker Hub. I'll say PHP myadmin. It has an official version or not. Just wait for some more time. I did click enter, right? Yeah. So official version I don't see, because when you say official version, you will actually see it here itself. It will be available right away. I have several versions, not the official one. Okay. So I don't know which one to pick. I can pick anything. If I remember correctly, there is a guy called Corbino PHP myadmin Docker Hub. This guy should have an image. Alright, so here we go. I have used this particular image before, so I'm going to use that image for this purpose. I don't want to land up with errors. If you had an official version, it will be very simple. You have to say simply image : PHP myadmin. If you don't have an official version, I can take this one. This will be the one. Okay, good. So this is a user image, but it should be good enough. And again, this PHP myadmin is going to actually work on your WordPress DB MySQL. Okay, so it's going to work on this this one, this DB thing. And then we can also expose ports, because PHP myadmin is also we want to access from outside. So typically PHP myadmin also works from the same port 80, but let me choose another port for exposing outside. I'll say 8181. That's good enough. I'll put 80. Okay. Environmental variables, we need to actually, because this is going to connect to the database. All right. So I need to mention my SQL username is usually root. That's a default username. Oh, sorry. Root. And I need to supply this password as well. The same password which I used above. MySQL. I am not sure if this will run. It might throw some errors, but we will fix it while doing it. I'm just doing it off cuff. Alright, so this is my full stack application. There are 3 containers and they are linked together. And let me first Control O for writing it down and Control X for exiting. So let me first run it. If it runs, it's fantastic. If it doesn't run, then I will go into the errors and fix it. Compose. Okay, this is a command you need to run. You will simply say docker compose up -d. It will first pull your WordPress instance, sorry, it is first pulling your MariaDB instance. See, because your DB should be first before you actually install WordPress. Because before installing WordPress, your DB should be in place. It's downloading things like really fast, doing a lot of things. Okay, we'll wait. So it's composing the entire thing. So it's going to spin off 3 different containers. One container, it's going to put the WordPress PHP script, which acts as a one microservice, and one container, it's going to put your MariaDB, MySQL, database server, and in one container, it's going to put phpMyAdmin, and we should be able to access all of this from outside. So that is done. The first part is done. Second, it is pulling the WordPress latest because we haven't mentioned any version. It's going to pull the latest by default from the Docker Hub. It installed it, and it's creating everything. It's also pulled phpMyAdmin and installed it. All done. Fantastic. Let me see how my services are running. As you can see, we have 3 services. Let me clear the screen a bit. And 3 services running. One, WordPress. Another one, phpMyAdmin from a user called as Corbino. I used it before. And one, MariaDB. Okay, which basically means I should be able to access my WordPress. Let me see. Skillogic DevOps.com. Okay, that's weird. Did I put my port like this? Yeah, I put a port. If I just map it to 80, just 80 rather than 8080, then it would have been even easier. Okay, let me do that. Let me just see that. Okay, no issues. You understand that. So this is how it is. You can just go ahead and install the WordPress, give a nice title name saying Skillogic DevOps training site, whatever, and username, I'll simply say admin, password, Skillogic. I know it is weak. I'll put a 3, becomes a little stronger, another 3, oh great. I'll put an ampersand. What the hell? Then I'll just leave it like this. I confirm a weak password. I don't just demo. I'll just put my email ID, Ashok at skillogic.com. I do not discourage engines because I want Google to scroll into my, I'll say install my WordPress. I'm done. Log in. I will go in. I'll say admin and Skillogic. Okay. And I'll just go to a themes. I select a nice theme. Which one you like? This is nice. 2017 seems to be latest. It is active. Okay. Okay, that's good. Whatever theme active is nice. So I can simply click it and see how it looks like. Here we go. That's our WordPress site. I can just log out from my admin. So I can simply type in this one. This is my site. You can check it by yourself. We just installed this site all by ourselves in just like, with one YAML file. Check it out. And this 8080 doesn't look good. I don't like it. So I'm going to change it. So I'll just stop all the containers. Can I do a star? No, I don't think so. Can I do all? I do a lot of experiments like this. I don't know if it really works or not. Let me see. So I don't really read the documentation much. I'll try something. If nothing shows up, then I will then use the standard commands. Okay. So now I have to use the standard commands. Being lazy is benefit because I'm going to stop this container first. and I'm going to stop this container next. I can also stop all these things using a pipe and stuff. I just, okay, couldn't find that container. My apologies, there should be another 7. Okay, stop it. Okay, and the last one. So all my containers are stopped now. I cannot access this site anymore. Great. So I'm going to just edit my YAML file. It's that easy. I can simply go ahead and edit my YAML file. And this time I'm not going to use any Zaz editors. I'll just use my good old VI. I don't want this 8080. I'll just use 80. Nice. Okay. I'll say compose app, compose docker, compose app -d. It does the same thing again, but it will have a different, it's not really installing anything, it's already done. It just changed the port a bit, and this time I can able to access this right away like this. It should be. Oh great, why not? Is it running? Let me check. Crazy. All 3 are running. Okay. Okay, so I don't want to make this complicated. Let me see if I can access my, oh, it is actually, yeah, the same one I have spinned off again, then I have to do something. So my PHP myadmin is accessible. I don't know if the root works. No idea. What was the command? Yeah, it was root and Skillogic, if I remember in that one. So I can access my WordPress database inside, which is pretty good. I'm going to run another thing with 8080. Just keep it like this for now. I'll look into it tomorrow. How can I do it without that? If I clean install it, it should have worked. There is some memory and some stuff which is spoiling it. Okay, recreating. I have recreated all the stuff. This time I'll use Skillogic DevOps.com/8080. Oh, still not working? Okay, maybe I missed AL. Oh, maybe even last time I missed AL. That's the reason. Oh, it's back. Okay, so fantastic. This is how it is. If I want to pick my database, I can go to 8181. That's a quick demonstration how powerful Docker is. So we are running a full application with 3 microservice structure in what is, it's a very simple file. If you want to do it in a different way, it would have taken a lot of time, and most important, it will not be consistent. If you want to do it again with the same version, same thing again and again, this is fantastic. Docker does all kinds of containers, connections, etc., for you, and you see a live website running just like that with a minimal effort. Okay, and you can basically run this site in however way you want. Hello world. Okay. All right, so I want you to do experiment with this. We are running very late. I have one question from Abhishek. Can we try docker stop ps -a? Yes, I think it should work. Yeah, it will work. No. Okay, ps -a. I'll figure out. Just have to do some piping here and there, finding and doing and wildcards. I'll do that. Maybe tomorrow I'll give that command to you. Or we can just Google it, you'll find it. You don't have to be master of that. Abhishek, do you have a problem with your YAML file? I will just, what I'll do is, I will cat this, let's say, docker YAML file. I'm going to send it across to you in a I'll just remove my footer. doesn't matter. So let it be a clean code, okay? And I'll copy paste. Today is like too much touched. It's okay. Today class starts. Okay, myself. Oh, that's my personal one. Okay. Docker compose. Docker compose.yaml. Okay. You got the code, so you can play with it a bit here and there. And of course, don't forget the command which is to run it, docker compose. It's simply up. Most of the Docker commands are very user friendly. You say up and it will be up and running. -d2 is current in the background, so just to help you. Alright, so tomorrow, I hope the session was interesting, and I expect you to at least replicate this example one more time in your service and spin off your own website up and running. And tomorrow we're going to talk about some basic commands or some other commands we use. Let me see if I have this config working. Yeah, we'll see how the connections are made and maybe some other variations of commands what we have already used. And we will experiment Docker Cloud. You already have a Docker, I mean, if you don't have a Docker Hub ID or Docker ID, create it one, because the same ID can be used for Docker Cloud as well. In the Docker Cloud, we're going to create a very scalable infrastructure based on your Amazon AWS. We create a cluster in the nodes with a very minimal effort and run the same example what we have run today, the WordPress website. We will run it as a microservice with a very visual Docker Cloud, which is tomorrow's class. So it will take another 1.5 hours. Tomorrow will be the last class for the Docker. As usual, I'll send the recorded sessions so that you can refer it. And I forgot to send the PPT PDF and also all the commands. I will do it positively by tomorrow morning. Yes, Abhishek. Abhishek, please, question.
Sure. The question is the above one. If there are more than one YAML file in the folder, then we need to specify the file, or how would we take?
Yeah, I mean you can, but Docker compose.yaml is, you will start with that. That's how that's the default file. You can also have a different name. That's fine.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean to say if there are two YAML files.
Two
YAML file, two files are there, then which one it will pick? How it will know?
with the same name, how it can be possible in the same folder?
No. Okay, so sorry. Got it. My bad.
Alright, if you have a different file name, you can mention it. You can say Docker compose up on the file name, that's fine. Okay?
Okay, got it.
Alright. Okay. Thanks a lot and have a great evening. I haven't done my homework of putting all the commands in a file and send it across. I will do it by tomorrow morning or afternoon. You will get the commands in a sequential way so that you can experiment by yourself. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, thank you. Bye guys.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Good night.